This is your physics class. So student, in our last lecture we have done how to adjust a focal length and what do you mean by presbyopia and how to correct hypometropic and myopic eye. So first of all we take a review related to NCERT question on your page number 190. So first of all you open your NCERT book on page number 190. So question number 2, a person with a myopic eye cannot see object beyond 1.5 meter distantly. What should be type of corrective lens is used and restored proper vision? So there are concave lens, because we know that concave lens which diverges the ray of light. So concave lens is the type of corrective lens should be used to restore the vision. And question number 4 is, a student was difficulty to reading the blackboard while sitting in last row. What could be defect the child is suffering from? How can it be correct? So students, the distance sightness or a student if difficulty to reading blackboard while sitting last row, he or she could be suffering myopia, because in case of myopia human eye cannot see distant object clearly, but nearby object see clearly. So a person suffering myopia is not able to see distant object. So in this case the defect vision correct by concave lens with a suitable power. So on your page number 197, question number 1, the human eye can focus the object at different distance by adjusting the focal length of eye, or this is due to presbyopia, accommodation, nearsightedness, farsightedness. So correct answer is accommodation, because accommodation also defined as the adjust the focal length of a eye lens. Adjusting the focal length is known as accommodation of a human eye. So on your page number 198, make a diagram. Show the hypermetropia corrected the near point of a hypermetropic eye 1 meter. What is the power of a required correct this defect? Assume the near point of a normal eye is 25 centimeter. So according to this question, first of all, the distance of image means distance of object is 1 meter means 100 meter. We calculator 1 meter into centimeter. So V is 100 meter and the nearest object is 25 centimeter. So that is 25 centimeter. Means object is 25 centimeter. To how to calculate the focal length? We know that the lens formula to calculate the focal length is 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u, means distance of image minus distance of object, and the power formula is 1 upon f. After the putting the values in between lens formula, after calculation we got 1 upon 3 meter. The focal length is 1 upon 3 meter. So focal length is 1 upon 3 meter, and after the calculating power of a lens, power is equal to 1 upon f, 1 upon 3, after reciprocal the values, the 3 diopter is the power of lens which used to correct the vision. So students, open your supplementary book page number SB8, question number 2.12. So a near point of a hypermetropic eye is 30 centimeter. Calculate the power of the lens required to correct the vision. If the near point resides further away to 40 centimeter, how will the power of lens change? So first of all, write the given which is given in question. So distance of image is minus 30 centimeter, and the near point of a normal eye is is the minus 25 centimeter. This is the distance of image and distance of object. So after calculate the values, after the putting value, the focal length is 1.5 meter. So power is equal to 1 upon f, then put the value. So power is 0.67 diopter. So that is the solution of a given question. Now let's calculate the power of a lens with a near point reside to 40 centimeter. Means u means initial position is same, but distance of image is changed, that is minus 40 centimeter. So there are similar formula. First of all, calculate the focal length. So focal length is 2 by 3 meter. After putting the focal length in power formula, so power is 1.5 diopter. So that means when power of corrective lens required to increasing when 30 to 40 centimeter object change their position, so lens is 0.67 diopter to 1.5 diopter. So power of lens is increasing. So students, after that we have to experiment on a rectangular glass prism. So how a ray of light pass through a rectangular or a triangular glass prism and refraction take place. So first of all, we trace the path of a ray of a light through a glass prism, which is, this is the incident ray or a actual ray which fall on a prism, and after refraction it is the refracted ray in the medium, different medium or a glass, and when it pass through a glass after denser to rare medium, it bend away from the normal. So these are, which is the red dotted, represent the normal of ray. Normal ray, this is incident ray, and that is emergent ray. So first of all, a light PE is incident ray which incident on a surface AB, where bend toward the normal. We know that when a ray of light enter rare medium to denser medium, it bend toward a normal. Then angle of incidence PEN is the angle of incidence. So next is refracted ray EF, the incident ray when surface AC it bend away from the normal and emerging from FG. So A to C is called emergent ray. The angle of FG makes with normal M dash is called angle of emergence. So very important question, what do you mean by angle of deviation? Actually, angle which emergent ray makes with the direction of the incident ray is called angle of deviation. Means angle which is denoted by D, that is the angle of deviation, which is in between emergent ray makes with the direction of the incident ray. To find the angle of deviation is when incident ray PE to EL produce or trace, when FG to back FJ trace, so these lines which intersect at point H, they meet, the angle deviation is angle D, which is equal to GHI. So that is angle of deviation. So thus the path of a ray of light passing through obliquely through a triangle glass prism can be traced from different values of angle of incidence. The angle of deviation, angle D, can be measured different value of the angle of incidence. Student, first of all practice question 3.1, 3.2. So open your supplementary book SB9. 3.1, study the ray diagram given figure. In this diagram, the angle of incidence and angle of emergence and angle of deviation respectively have been represented by, so angle of incident ray PZ and after bend toward the normal, incident ray which bend toward the normal, and after refraction it is the emergent ray when we produce in back the emergent ray, and further incident ray traced toward the straight when it intersects both lines. This is known as angle of deviation. So at last P, Y and Z are angle of incidence, angle of emergence and angle of deviation. Question number 3.2 on SB10. A student wished to explain refraction light through a rectangular glass prism using a ray diagram given in figure 3. Thus definition of angle of deviation, complete their explanation. So in this question, the light ray DE is an incident on face AB and the angle of incidence angle DEN according to your figure 3, and the angle of incident ray refracted and bent toward the normal from rare medium to denser medium. The refracted ray EF is incident point at F on face AC. As the ray of light traveling from denser to rare medium, it bend away from normal, and the emergent ray Fg is emerging from AC. The glass air boundary is called emergent ray. The angle which emergent ray make with the direction of an incident ray is called angle of deviation. The angle which emergent ray makes in the direction of incident ray is called angle of deviation. So student, you have to take a screenshot or you solve your supplementary SB9 or SB10 according to reference. So if you have any queries related to this topic, you have to text me or you have to send me a screenshot of your question. You have to practice NCERT exercise from your NCERT book. Thank you.